Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, my name is Gbemi Abiola. Welcome. So today I have another story time for you guys. You guys requested me and have been requesting me to do more story time since my last video, which was almost a year ago now, and it's called like my freshman year college roommate from hell. And you guys really liked that one. It was really long. I'm so sorry. This one I hope is going to be a lot shorter than that one. But I'll link that video if you're interested in watching it in the eye up here, as well as in the description bar down below. If you have not read the title of the video, this is going to be on the time I almost got into a fist fight in Walmart. I'm actually going to give some details that you guys need to know that have to tie into the story, about the people involved with it. By the way, their names will be changed so that you guys don't go and hunt them down and find them. But before we get into that, I would really appreciate it if you guys would like this video, as well as subscribe to my channel down below, as well as tap that notification bell so you guys don't miss any future video uploads from me. And without further ado, if you're interested, please keep on watching, and if you are not, please stop right here. It's not worth your time and effort, so let's get into the story time. So this story takes place during my freshman year of college. This was during the last story time, but it did not involve my roommate at all. Involved completely different people. A lot of you guys were asking me where I went to school, where I did my higher education, where I got my bachelor's degree from. I wasn't comfortable sharing that when I did the last video because I was a fresh graduate. It's been a year. I don't really care anymore. So I'm just gonna let you guys know. The school that I went to was the State University of New York at Oswego. So SUNY Oswego, if anybody wants to know. This starts summer 2013, so about around the same time I'm talking to my roommate via email. I mentioned in my last story time I was going to this math and science bridge camp for the summer program there at school, and they invited me to do that program because they said they were going to be offering business classes, which was a total lie. They only offered math and chemistry classes, which that had nothing to do with my major whatsoever and was a waste of my time. So I met this girl, let's call her Diana. I met Diana that summer in the math and science bridge camp. She was from New York City. I'm not from New York City, so we were like the only two black people in that group. So we became fast friends, really. We became really fast friends. I go back to school and it's on moving day. My family is with me. So my brothers, my sister, and my parents. My mom, on the elevator, she meets this woman, and she introduces herself, and my mom introduces herself, and they realize they're going to the same floor, and she asked my mom, "Oh, is your daughter an incoming freshman?" And my mom said, "Yes, is your daughter an incoming freshman?" So they said, "Awesome, like two incoming freshman girls, the parents have met, moms have met, let's introduce them to each other." So my mom pulls me from my room, her mom pulls her from her room, and they introduce us. Let's call this girl Serena. And we're just like, okay, our moms gave us a warning, like, make sure you look out for each other, make sure like nobody is taking advantage of you, just make sure everything is good between you guys, like watch out for each other, keep each other safe, keep each other company, like cool. And we were down with that. We were perfectly fine. Serena was having a hard time adjusting to school. I still didn't have a lot of friends at that point, but it's like I already knew Diana, so I introduced Diana to Serena. So the three of us, instead of being a duo with me and Diana, it was me, Serena, and Diana as a trio. Yeah, so we would hang out. It would just be the three of us, so we did everything together. At one point when the semesters started really going on each semester, like we'd be together, and then because we were each in different majors, like we just kind of broke off, and like we would do our own thing for most of the time. But when it comes to things like eating, going out to Walmart, doing things like that, we would still do things together. Like, yeah, but we wouldn't necessarily hang out with each other all the time because we were all busy. We had different workloads and schedules. Soon Diana and I started to notice that Serena was becoming very needy and very dependent on the both of us. For example, like let's say if she needed to go to Walmart and we were unavailable to go to Walmart with her, she would cry and kick and scream and throw a temper tantrum. Like if I have a paper that I'm focusing on and she needed to go to Walmart, she would like throw a temper tantrum because I can't go to Walmart because I'm working on a paper. That's how serious it was. And I would be like, Serena, this is not cool. Like, you can't make everybody drop what you're doing and attend to you. She couldn't, like I said, she couldn't do anything by herself. She couldn't eat by herself. When it comes to showering, she could not go to the shower by herself. Like, she could not go to the bathroom by herself. She had to get her roommate or get someone else to be in the bathroom with her when she's showering. She had no sense of time. She had no sense of respect for people when it came to their time. Let's say if we agreed, the three of us agreed to go to dinner at 5, she'd be walking into the shower at 5 o'clock. She felt the need to shower every time before she had a meal. It was really weird. So she would shower and she would redo her hair and put on a brand new set of clothes, which it made no sense because in 3 hours, 4 hours, we would have to shower and get ready for bed anyway. It made no sense whatsoever. But yeah, sometimes like Diana and I, we got so frustrated, we would leave her and we would go eat because the dining hall, dinner starts at 4:30. Dinner started at 4:30 and would go to 7 o'clock. We'd be waiting for her for so long. We would barely be able to get into dinner. Like by 6:45, 6:50, when dinner is starting to be cleaned up, that's when we go and have dinner. And we just got tired of it. So we started leaving her and she would get so upset with us to the point she started threatening us. And I was like, she's not gonna act on it. She's not gonna do anything. She's being over dramatic. Then the next incident that kind of escalated into the big story time that I'm about to tell, the big part of the story that I'm about to tell, this kind of helped escalate the situation. So Diana and Serena, they really wanted to go to the Valentine's Day party, spring 2014, that semester. They really wanted to go to the party. And with me, everybody who knew me and still knows me on campus, they knows that I do not do parties. Like, I do not go out. Like, I don't do parties like that. Like, I would just rather stay in my bed, order a pizza, glass of wine, glass of soda, like, and just watch a movie. That's me. But they really wanted to go to this party. I already planned in my mind, I'm not going to this party, period. But they really wanted to go to this party, and so they wanted to go to the mall that the day of the party. It was a Saturday, by the way. They wanted to go to the mall to find something to wear. They asked me to come with them as this like moral support and to help them approve or disapprove outfits. I was like, I ain't got nothing to do. I did all my work for the week. It's done. I've turned in everything. I literally have nothing to do. I did my laundry. I cleaned my room already, so we literally planned this like 2 days before, and when they said they want to go, I already started formulating a game plan in my head about how the day should go. And I didn't want to force my opinion on them without bringing up the plan to them and seeing whether they liked it or not. Because with me, I'm a planner. Like, when it comes to a situation, if people want to do stuff, I try to take into consideration everybody involved in that group, and I'm not going to force my way on somebody without hearing everybody's opinions first. So I was like, okay, the bus from campus to go to the mall, the first bus is at 8 o'clock in the morning, right? Because it takes about an hour to get to Syracuse, right? Which we had to go to Destiny, USA for. So the 8 o'clock bus was not an express bus. It was not the hour bus. It was a 2-hour bus because they were stopping in every little town on the way. Serena really, 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 really wanted to take that bus, the 8 o'clock bus. So if we took that 2-hour bus, we'd get to the mall at 10. And she wanted to take the 120 bus back to campus because there's only 3 buses that come to campus and go back to campus. There's only 3 buses and it comes 3 times a day. If you miss the very last bus, you're stranded in Syracuse. So she wanted to take the 120 bus back. And I said, okay, we get to the mall at 10 and the bus comes at 1:20. You have pretty much 3 hours to shop. Plus, at 8 o'clock in the morning, we're not going to be able to eat breakfast. So I'm thinking, like, this is not really going to work. Like, I thought about that, but it's not going to work. So she was really adamant about that. I brought up to Diana, hey, why don't we take the 10:40 bus to Syracuse from campus? We get there at about 11:45. It's the express bus, so it's only going to take an hour. And then we just stay there all day. So you guys have ample time to shop. We take the 6:40 bus back to campus. We get to campus by 8. The dining hall is still open with late night or extended hours. We can go, you can grab a bite to eat. You guys can start getting ready and then shower, do your makeup, do your hair. You guys should be ready by 11:30, and then you guys can go to the party and you guys will be back in your room by like 3, 4. I'm just thinking, so they have time to shop, so they have time to like be able to find something that they actually. Diana was on board with my plan because she's like, okay, it makes sense, like on our way to, like, we have time to eat in the morning, we'll have time to eat like when we're at the mall, like we could take a break, we'll be able to eat before we leave, so like we can eat when we come back, so it's like we actually have time to do things. Serena was not having any of it. She was not having any of it. She was so adamant about taking the 8 o'clock bus and taking the 1:20 bus back. And she was throwing a temper tantrum. And I was like, okay, fine. Like, if you're really adamant about this, I'm gonna just leave you to that. We can do. So we take the 8 o'clock bus, and on the bus ride to Syracuse, Serena is grumbling how hungry she is, that she didn't get to eat breakfast, that it's all my fault. How is it my fault that you wanted to take the 8 o'clock bus? I was thinking that we could wake up, we can eat breakfast, we can get ready, we could chill out, then go to the mall, spend all day at the mall, do your shopping or whatever, take the bus. You guys, like, I'm volunteering my time because you guys asked me to and I had nothing to do, so I said yeah. And then I was taking into consideration everybody and their well-being and everything, and you're grumbling to me and you're upset with me that you didn't get to eat breakfast. Destiny, IHOP was not open yet, so we couldn't even go have breakfast, like, and none of the restaurants were open yet, so she was upset with me because of that. So they do their shopping and I'm just sitting there. We're sitting in Forever 21, and I'm saying, no, that's not it. That's not dressy enough for the party. That's too casual. That doesn't fit right. Like, I'm just helping them pick stuff up, and they want to do a little bit of other shopping as well. And then comes 12:45. We had to walk back all the way to the other side of the mall where the bus stop was, and that's at least a 15-minute walk. I'm telling them, hey guys, like, you need to wrap it up because you guys still need to pay, and we have to walk all the way across the mall. So they're just like, no, we have time. I'm like, we don't have time because the bus is going to be here soon. So Diana understands and she starts coming out. Serena doesn't want to come out, and I was like, Serena, we have to go because the bus is coming. And she's grumbling and sulking and getting upset with me, and she was like, fine. So they go pay, and then we're walking to the bus stop. We're walking back to the entrance where the bus picks you up and drops you off, and Serena's quiet. I'm talking to Diana. So Serena's quiet, and then she goes, actually, I'm gonna stay till 6:40 and do more shopping. And Diana and I just look at her like, are you stupid? Are you mads? Are you mads? Are you stupid? Because that was the plan that I brought up earlier. And Serena says, well, I changed my mind because I felt like you were rushing me. I'm like, I'm rushing you because you wanted to make this bus back and you didn't want my plan. So we're going to stick to your plan because you threw such a big temper tantrum over it. Now you're changing your mind and you're about to throw another temper tantrum over this one. So no, we're gonna go with your original plan. And she started arguing with me. I'm like, no, if you had listened to me the first time, we would not be in this predicament. You and Diana would have a lot better outfits and you guys would be a lot happier. And so we walk to the bus stop, we get on the bus, and we go back to campus, and she's still grumbling and sulking under her breath. And I was just like, is she really doing this right now? Because this is disrespectful. So with the last situation that I just mentioned happening, so tensions between me and Serena had already been building. So this was on a Thursday. A few weeks later after that mall incident, which was on a Saturday. Myself, Diana, Diana's roommate, Michelle, and Diana's next door neighbor, Reese, they really needed to go to Walmart. I needed to go to Walmart too, but because all our schedules were different, it was very hard for each of us on a personal level to find a day where we could each go to Walmart, and then as a collective, it was really hard to find a day where we can all go to Walmart together. So it came to this Thursday, and surprisingly, like 3 people's classes were canceled. So we're just like, hey, we can go to Walmart. So Serena also didn't have a class that afternoon. So the 4 of us was like, let's go to Walmart. We'll go to Walmart at 4 o'clock this Thursday afternoon because that's the only really available time that we have, and we can just get it all one and done. Cool, it's done, it's over. We're not stretching this out. So knowing Serena and her separation anxiety issues when it comes to not being able to do things by herself, I asked her, hey, do you want to come to Walmart? Just out of courtesy, you know, whatever. Because I said, the rest of us are going to Walmart. You want to come with us? She told us, no, I have work to do. I actually have to work on a lab report. And I said, okay, that's cool. The 4 of us will just catch up with you later. The 4 of us, myself, Diana, Reese, and Michelle, we met downstairs in our dorm at 3:45, and we walked to the campus center to catch the bus. On our way to campus center, because we lived like right by campus center, we had to walk up a hill to get to the bus stop. So as we're walking up the hill, I hear somebody screaming, wait for me, wait for me. And I'm just like, who's screaming? And I turn around, and it's Serena running full speed behind me, full speed, trying to catch up to us. And I was like, oh, I thought you didn't have to go to Walmart. And she's just like, I changed my mind, I want to go with you guys. I'm like, but don't you have a lab report? She's like, yeah, but I changed my mind. I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. They let us on the bus, and the 5 of us sit down together. So myself, Diana, Reese, and Michelle, the 4 of us were all talking amongst ourselves, and Serena's just dead quiet. And I'm just like, Serena, are you okay? And she's like, I'm fine. She's just, she had this really nasty face, like she had this whole face on, and I was just like, you have a stank face right now. Like, I'm just thinking to myself, you have a stank face right now, but I'm not even gonna inquire. So we get to Walmart, and Diana, Reese, and Michelle, they needed to actually go to the grocery section of the store and get groceries. I didn't have to get groceries. I just needed more personal care items like soap. I ran out of foundation, eyeliner. My favorite lip gloss was gone. Makeup wipes. I just needed things like those. So I said, okay, the three of you can go take a cart and go to the grocery store section of Walmart and get the stuff that you need. I will just grab a basket and grab my personal care items. It'll make it faster so we don't have to go around everywhere for people. It's gonna take longer. I'll just grab my stuff and we can go. And Serena is just quiet throughout this whole thing. The other three say, okay, yeah, that's fine. We can do that. Go get your stuff. When you're ready, just sit down at the front of the store or just come and find us. So Serena was with me and this is when I realized that like things were gonna get worse because stuff was just building. She was picking things off the shelf and she was opening them, putting them on her skin, putting them on her lips, her eyes, her face, her body, and putting it back on the shelf. And I said, hey, Serena, please don't do that. That's actually tampering. That's illegal and it's a health risk. Granted, this girl was studying, she was either biology or chemistry pre-med. She was trying to be a doctor. And I said, that's disgusting because no doctor would do that because number one, it's a health safety risk. That's disgusting because people who are immunocompromised, if they bought that thing and they put it on, let's say you just had pneumonia, they could get pneumonia and die from it, right? She's like, well, this is how all the Walmarts in New York City act, like, so I can do it here. I'm like, this is not New York City. This is not the place where everybody opens and touches things. We're at school here. That's disgusting. Like I said, it's tampering. You can go to prison for that. Like, I really would not do that. It's very unsanitary and it's dirty. She didn't care. And I was just like, whatever, if you want to be dirty in public, that's fine. And here's the thing, what like made me upset was she was dirty in public like that. However, like in her own room, she was a neat freak. Like if you moved her chair wrong, like she would spaz out about it. That's how OCD she was. After that happened, I put my earbud back into my ear and I needed to go get something from 2 aisles over, so I went over there. Serena was looking at something else on the shelf. So I moved 2 aisles over and she started screaming and crying and she started having a meltdown. And I was just like, what's your problem? Like, I was only 2 aisles over. Like, you really could have just said my name and I would have been like, yeah, I'm right here. Because that's what I do if I'm with anybody in Walmart. Like if I'm with my mom, if I'm with my dad, if I'm with my sister, and let's say we're in the same section but she moves 2 aisles over, I'll just raise my voice. I'll just be like, Mom, and I just usually hear a yeah, and I'm like, okay, I know they're still there. If I don't hear a response, I call them. Common sense. Serena started screaming and like yelling and crying, and I was just like, why is she crying? And then she comes stomping over to me. I was 2 aisles away, people, 2 aisles. And she's just like, I can't believe you would leave me like that. And I was just like, what do you mean? I just went 2 aisles over to get something. One thing, I was going to be back. And she's just like, you don't do that to people. You just don't leave people. I'm like, we're here in Walmart with 3 other people. They're on the other side of the store. You could have gone with them. She's like, well, you still don't leave people. I don't have service in Walmart. You don't leave people who don't have service in Walmart. I'm just like, number one, I was not made aware that you didn't have service in Walmart. Number two, if you have sucky service, go talk to your mother about that because I have service. I can text. I can call people. It's not my fault you have sucky T-Mobile. T-Mobile was sucky at that time. But now T-Mobile is actually pretty good apparently. But on my issues that you're having problems with your phone, it's not me, it's on you. You didn't have to come to Walmart with us. I asked you if you wanted to. You said no and then changed your mind at your last second because you didn't want to be separated from anybody because you have really bad separation anxiety. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not your mother. I am not somebody you should be clinging to 24/7. Like, you should not be attached to my hip. You're a grown woman. You're 18 years old and act like it. And I put my earbud in and walked out because I was done with what I needed to do. So she just followed me. And she was just mouthing off at me saying that I was being disrespectful. I'm like, no, I'm checking you because we're both 18 years old and you're acting like a child in Walmart that you said you did not want to come. So I go to check out and I went to go sit down afterwards on the bench at the front of the store. She sat down with me and was sulking. After I did that, after we had been sitting for maybe about 5 to 7 minutes, I realized my friend Della from my last story time, she had asked me to get paper towels for her when I went to Walmart. And I was like, oh shoot, I forgot paper towels. And I'm thinking in my head all of this. So I get up and I start walking to the grocery section to go get paper towels. And Serena is just mouthing me off, saying like, where are you going? You can't just up and leave people. And I said, I forgot something. I will be right back. She's just like, you need to tell people where you're going. Where are you going? Where are you getting? What are you getting? You can't just leave people. And I said I'll be right back. I forgot something. Della asked me to get something for her. She's like, what did she ask you to get? Because you cannot be wasting my time. And I said, I'm not wasting your time. You changed your mind at the last second to come to Walmart with the 4 of us. So if I'm forgetting something, I don't need to tell you where I'm going because I'm not going anywhere that's outside of Walmart. I'm still in the store and we're waiting for the others to be done. Like, so I go get the paper towels and then I pay for them and I come back and I sit down. So we're waiting for the other 3, Diana, Reese, and Michelle, to come to pay. And then my phone starts ringing and I was like, okay, Diana's calling me. So I pick up and she says, can you come to the hair care aisle quickly? And I was like, okay, what's up? And she said, you know how you've been doing my roller sets for me since the summertime, since we met? And I said, yeah. She's like, thank you for everything that you've done, but it's time for me to be doing my own roller sets because I can't be wasting your time and your hair stuff, and like, I just want to be able to learn and have my own stuff. And I said, okay, that's fine. She said for me to come over there so I can help her pick a roller set kit. And I said, okay, I will be over there. So I get up, I'm dragging paper towels and a few bags of stuff. It's not a lot of stuff, so I can carry it all. And Serena is just grumbling. And she's literally like chewing me out for no reason, saying, how come Diana called you and not me? I've been doing roller sets since high school, blah blah blah. I did that every day. And I said, honestly, she called me because I've been doing her roller sets since summer and I get it exactly the way she wants it to. Number 2, you flat iron your hair every day and you fry it. You flat iron your hair 4 times a day. Your hair is trash. So I don't trust you doing a roll set on her and helping her when your hair is garbage itself. You've never helped her with her hair at all. So this girl couldn't even like curl hair like this. She couldn't curl hair to save her life. She could not curl hair. She actually burnt a piece of Diana's hair off. And Diana came to me crying because of it. We go over to where they are, we find them, and I'm helping Diana pick the roll set kit she needs. And Serena is still just mumbling under her breath, grumbling. Reese and Michelle, they're waiting for us, but they're looking at some of the things on the shelf, talking to each other. Maybe they want to try something like this, or maybe they want to wait till next time to pick up a few things that they're interested that they see on the shelf. The tension, you can feel tension rising, like you can feel it coming off of Serena, like that's how serious it was. And then Serena snaps and she just pushes Diana out of the way, and she's like, so you think you're better than everybody, huh? And I was just like, excuse me, what do you mean? And she's like shoving me at this point. She's backing me up into a corner, literally and figuratively. And she literally like shoved Diana out of the way, and she starts pushing me. She said, you think you're better than everyone at everything. You think you're a know-it-all. You think you're such a, pardon my language, you think you're a smart ass. You like, I'm just like, I'm not. So I'm confused. She's getting super agitated. She's shoving me into shelves at this point, and she's basically cussing me out. Diana, Reese, and Michelle are saying, Serena, stop this. Like, knock it off. This is ridiculous. They're trying to pull her off of me from shoving me. They're trying to pull her away from me, but she's fighting them off and getting in my face even more. So then we see an employee, like, I'm distracted, but with her, but I hear an employee say, ladies, please don't do this in the store, like I will call the police. Granted, this lady said it in the most monotone voice, and she had her camera up and ready to record if we actually did fight and post it on the People at Walmart website. She was ready. I was just like, Serena, don't do this, like I'm not trying to fight you. And she's like, well, I'm trying to fight you, what's up? Like, I'm like, sis, like, stop. This is not the move. Like, I'm not trying to get into an altercation with you. Again, she's still up in my face. At this point, she's spitting on me. And I was like, Serena, back up, because you're making me feel very threatened right now, and I don't want to put my hands on you. Like, I really don't want to put my hands on you, but you're making me feel very threatened, and if I have to, I'm not afraid to punch you. I'm not afraid to put my hands on you in self-defense. And she's literally getting even angrier. Like, she's screaming at me now. So the employee goes to call management, and they're getting ready to kick us out. And when they're about to kick us out, that's when she stops. Like, I'm just shaking. Like, I'm not even crying, I'm just shaking. And so I just grab my stuff. The other three go and pay for their stuff. She's trailing behind us, angry, like she's still wanting to fight me. And I'm just like, oh my god, like, did this really happen? And they said, if something like this happens again, you're gonna be banned from Walmart. I'm like, there's no other place in this town where I can do my shopping at. So we get back to the dorm, and the other three are apologizing, and I was like, it's not your fault. And I said, it's over, because I've never had somebody threaten me like that and be very disrespectful to me. And I said, I'm not going to be friends with Serena anymore, because she's a very toxic person. I found out later she has a superiority complex. She thinks she's better than everyone at everything. She wasn't afraid to badmouth people she didn't even know. Serena was a complete bitch. I don't want to cuss on my channel because I have family who watch my channel, but she was a complete witch. She was just rude, and then she would always be crying how she doesn't have friends. I'm like, because you're rude, you're evil, you're nasty, you think you're better than everybody. Granted, she was spoiled rotten, like rotten, and she has no sense of ethics or consideration for people. And I was like, I'm tired of this. I'm not gonna be your friend anymore. And Diana was just caught in the middle, and I told Diana, I'm like, I've been your friend first, I've been nothing but good to you, but it's up to you on whoever you want to still be friends with. You can still be my friend, I'm still here, I'll still be your friend, or you could be with Serena. If you go with Serena, unfortunately, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. I can't do it. She ended up choosing Serena. She ended up being very rude and disrespectful to people. she herself ended up being rude and disrespectful to people as a result of Serena's influence. But then at one point in time, it clicked that she was taking it way too far. She needed to stop. This was fall 2014, so this was our second year of college. She just ghosted. So Diana's friend, let's call her Becca. So Becca was actually roommates with one of my friends, so I knew what was going on. I knew that Diana was gonna ghost. So yeah, I just shut my mouth. And once Serena like came back the following the semester and she went to Diana's room, she was pissed because she started texting her, like blowing up her Facebook. Like this was like some like nutty nonsense. And I was just sitting back, I'm like, Diana couldn't take it anymore. And I started laughing with Becca and my friend who was Becca's roommate. So then afterwards she was crying that she didn't have friends, no one wanted to hang out with her. I'm like, you're a toxic witch. Nobody likes you because you have a superiority complex and you're rude and you're disgusting in public and you're nasty towards people. You're never kind. Like, that's why you don't have friends. That's why a lot of people don't like you. That's why a lot of professors hate your guts, sis. Like, you always make life difficult for professors. You make life difficult for your peers. Like, that's why people don't like you at all. That's why you always stay up in your room crying. Things about toxic friendships and what not to do and what to do to handle it. Even though I was still checking her, it just agitated her. I was not gonna stay quiet, like, at all. Like, I was not gonna stay quiet with her at all, because she's a black girl, I'm a black girl. I'm gonna keep it real with her. Like sis, this is not what we do. On SUNY Oswego's campus, like, there's already a lot going against us as black women, especially black women in business and black women in STEM. Like, we have a lot going for us and we have a lot going against us at the same time. We're supposed to be sticking together, you know, but it seems like she didn't want that and she didn't realize what that would cost her in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you've dealt with a toxic friendship like that, whether it be with a childhood friend, a college friend. Let me know if you've dealt with one. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, as well as don't forget to follow me on my social media, Instagram and Twitter at Gbemi Abiola. You can contact me there, message me directly there. And then Snapchat is at I Love to Purplefy. All will be linked in the description bar down below. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys.